Hey, it's Brian from Total Joe, and who am I with today?
Yo, it's Aldo. What's up?
What did you do last week? Question mark.
So at the Remote Duel Invitational Qualifiers, I got 8th place with Fan Knights, of all things. I played in Group F, Core TCG server, and actually got to play the mirror against Julio. It was really fun, and honestly, I like the experience. I like playing PK, so I figured, hey, why not try it out? And since I'm borrowing droplets from a few friends of mine, I figured this was probably the best time to do it. So here I am.
How would you rate your performance, and/or how do you feel the deck is after October 1st?
Okay, so my performance overall, prior to round 5, I was doing pretty well. I was 4-0. I messed up in my deck list submission, so I got a deck error major. And because of that, got a game loss and had to swap a few things out from my extra deck because I did not update it. So my performance up to that point I felt was pretty good, but afterwards I had to work with like a little janky extra deck, and that did, hinder a lot of my plays. But overall, I think I did pretty good. This is my second qualifier, so I mean, all things considered, getting top 8, not a bad thing at all. After October 1st, our big thing is going to be the second E-Telly, which is actually going to come up a lot in the Psychic Wielder, Psychic Tracker special summons. And I'm thinking about experimenting with Nyan Nyan. It's the virtual world card. Basically, I could special summon itself when I do something. I forgot what it does. The point is, you make another rank 3 with it. And that rank 3 is most likely going to be Break Sword. So it's going to be Break Sword, overlay into Downer, overlay Zeus, get 2 Sens, basically for free. And that's pretty much what I'm thinking of doing. Like, I can't think of anything else that really would change the deck all that much. It's just another extender, basically.
Do you fear Ash less with the extra E-Telly? A little tiny bit?
I actually do fear it a little less because it's going to be like a little choke point. Like, your opponent's going to think, oh, if you open up with E-Telly, he might not have anything, so they're just going to Ash the E-Telly if they're a bad player. If not, they're probably going to wait on what I do, like Torn Scale or something. What's going to make the bigger impact is actually the Megatins, because that's going to be the Crossout Designator. There you go. And Crossout Designator is going to do a lot for the deck. I mean, this deck is Nibiru proof, and with that Crossout Designator, I get to actually protect myself and do my plays. So that's going to be the bigger change, if anything.
And you're going to be playing the 1s and 2s, or you're going to be playing 3s?
If it's gonna be that, I'm thinking about doing like 1 or 2 ofs, honestly. Like, I know a lot of OCG deck profiles do that, and I kind of want to, play around, see what goes on with the ratios, and just experiment with the deck a bit.
All right, let's get into the profile.
Okay, standard PK lineup. It's 3 Torn Scale, 3 Boots, 2 Cloak, 1 Ragged, 1 Stained. Basically, this is going to be your Armageddon Knight. It's really good. If a PK is banished in Grave, I could special summon it, so it facilitates rank 3 plays, or I could just blink it away. Boots is a special summon that banishes itself in Graveyard to search a spell trap, which is really good because you have Fog Blade, you have Shade Brigandine, and you have Sword. So that all comes in. Ancient Cloak, he's your Rhoda whenever he's in the graveyard to banish, and it has another effect on the field that doesn't always come up, but sometimes it does. You want to normal summon your Cloak, and if you have Bardiche, put him in defense position. Bardiche is now 29 because it makes him gain 800 attack. So it's actually not bad. You just mostly use it for the Rhoda effect. Ragged, he is Foolish Burial, nothing else. Like, there is another effect where if it's ranked into any rank 3, he makes it gain 1,000 attack, which can come up because it makes your Break Sword 3k. So, not bad. This one, it's also really good because if a PK special summon, you can special summon this from hand, make it level 4, so you could make your Evil Storm Nightmare play, or you could banish it from grave to special summon any PK from hand. So that does come up sometimes, but it's just another extender, and it's good. So those are my PKs. I have another starter, which is 3 Tour Guide. Tour Guide, amazing card. Plus is really hard with you when you special summon it with Graph. You can just link 2 into Cherubini, that Graph becomes Seer, and now your Cherubini is free to send any level 3 you want. so that's really good. Kagemucha, another extender, really solid. You gotta play 3 of because any summon of a level 3 equals a Cherubini with him, or a rank 3. I play 1 Graph, 1 Seer. I was doing Libic, decided to cut it after we've been doing a little bit of experimenting. Like, Brian here, Team Toad, helped me out, so that's what I decided to do, cut Libic. Another extender, 1 Danger Tsuchinoko, 1 Jackalope. These are necessary because you want to see your extenders in hand. That's pretty much what the deck is. So you need to be able to see your Cherubini combo or your rank 3 combo into whatever you want to do. Most likely Zeus. More extenders in the form of the Psychic package. I do play the E-Telly, so these do come up because they can be a free special summon from deck. Those are my monsters. Let's go to hand traps and bricks. So 3 Ash, generic hand trap, hits anything. Bell. I play it because it's a level 3 and it hits a lot of things in the meta. Like in the Tri-Brigade matchup, I hit Revolt, Drytrons. Any Drytron that activates in the graveyard is going to be hit by Bell because they special summon themselves. And because Bell just has the add effect where if you add from grave to hand, that comes up because in the Prank Kids matchup, I can just, I believe it's Doodle Doo, the one that adds 2 Prank Kids from grave to hand. I could just Bell it. And that could stop the Pandemonium into Battle Butler play. And my bricks are these. These do nothing. They're useless if you draw them.
Red Eyes is your favorite?
Oh man, the amount of times I've seen Red Eyes, anytime I play this game is just great. I love seeing this card. It's amazing. Oh my god, I love this card. Okay, so in all seriousness, up to spells, 3 droplets. Shout out to my friend Gomez for letting me borrow his 2 droplets, and for Alex for letting me borrow the ulti. Gomez, if you have seen the channel, he was the Drytron player, because he did a deck profile, I believe, 2-3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, pretty cool guy. Rhoda, E-Telly, Called By, and Harpies. Harpies was a last minute addition. I guess you could say it's the 45th card. I do play 45 cards because I feel like with PK you can kind of go over the limit and it reduces the amount of bricks you'll see in hands. So you might not just see the Red Eyes and Dark Magician. I do at least. But, any person with average luck probably won't see them. So Droplet is really great in this deck because I have anything in graveyard will basically turn into advantage for you. I mean, your graveyard is your second hand in this deck. So discarding your traps can banish, especially on more PKs. Your PKs themselves just confer more advantage. So Droplet is absolutely amazing in PK. And, well, I think everything else here is kind of self-explanatory. I mean, you could tell I'm doing Dragoon with this. Traps. 3 Fog Blade, these are Negate, Fiendish Chain, Shade Brigadine, Extender, Sword. Sword is good because it gives any monster 800 attack, meaning you could just put this on Appaloosa. Appaloosa now gets another Negate. Now end with 2 Imperm, 1 Order. This was obviously an amazing card. Honestly, it should be banned. I don't like Floodgates, but you have to play this. And Imperm, self-explanatory. And that's my main deck. Any questions?
Don't ban order, lol, my PSV first.
Oh man, I wish I had a PSP first. I only have Unlim, so that's nice.
Extra deck.
Extra deck. So I play Shade. I know it's at 3. You play 1 because you need the space. Appaloosa, Access Code, Unicorn, Cherubini, Predaplant, Nightmare, and Link Spider. These are my links. Link Spider is necessary because you need to link out that Shade Brigade or Nibiru token so you can make your Verte Anaconda.
Or Nibiru token Sedge.
I know. It's going to happen. If you play this deck, you're going to get nipped. So I think everything else here is self-explanatory. Obviously, Access Code is really good because you could put out a lot of bodies and then make Access Code and pop a lot. So I think that's pretty much good. The 1 Dragoon, because obviously you need to make Dragoon. It's Dragoon Turbo. Zeus, Downard, Evil Swarm Nightmare, 2 Breaksword, 1 Levier. Now, I did mention earlier that I had to get deck checked. Deck check at the start of round 5. Turns out in the deck list, I submitted the Utopic Future Dragon combo, which was these two and this. This was basically Utopic Future Dragon, and the second Levier. I forgot to take those out. Judge saw that, and round 5 I got a game loss and had to switch those out, which really changed up the deck because Nightmare is great against a lot of matchups, like Tri Brigade, or if you're playing against, I don't know, Drytron or something, you can make that Fafnir defense position. It's so good. And then I played the Mirror. Having that Nightmare in the Mirror would have been so much better than whatever I ended up on. I mean, I think it was Appaloosa Dragoon? So I would have preferred the Nightmare so they wouldn't extend into the Cherubini. So, yeah, it happens. It's my fault. I should have double checked it, but I submitted the deck list at like 2 a.m., so my bad. Other than that, pre-round 5, this deck performed. I like the extra deck list. Honestly, I feel like, for me at least, this is the optimized deck list. At least extra deck and main deck wise. So I honestly don't have any complaints. Do you have any questions for me in regards to my extra deck?
I think the extra deck is like set in stone. Like actually card by card.
Yeah.
Besides maybe like the arguable IP, there's nothing that changes this. They say extra decks are tight, but I think this is one of the tightest, especially with Zeus Downer. That's 2, Dragoon, Anaconda. That's what? 4. That is, it's all locked.
Yeah, believe me, it's super tight. But if there's anything that's a flex spot, honestly, this could probably be a flex spot. This could be Masquerena. I wanted Nightmare because of the control matchup. This never came up. This did come up once because I did get nibbed. And honestly, everything had its place in the extra deck, with the exception of like this card. So if I had to change anything, this could be Masquerena. So other than that, I really like the way that it performed. So onto the side deck. So my side deck did a little experimenting, and I like how it went out. So 2 nib, 3 draw. Hand traps, you need them because you don't want to lose to the mirror match, and because it hits a lot of decks in the meta, so nib is pretty important. Droll, because I don't like Drytron, and I do not like Prinkets, so I don't want to lose to that. 3 Lightning Storm because it is a generic board clear, which you definitely need in this deck because I feel like back row is one of the worst things this deck can play against. So you need to clear that back row, and that's what this performs basically. I play Twin Twister because this deck has a lot of ways to extend with cards in graveyard. So there are many times where I just blind twisted and discarded Ancient Cloak, and then that Ancient Cloak became Torn Scales, and I would just combo off. So this is a really good card. Evenly matched because, you know, it's evenly matched, and the Run Red reboot because this deck can actually OTK pretty easily. So I need the reboot to stop anything like Strike, Judgment, or any other trap card they have to stop my plays. And this deck loses to control, so I need it.
And this is peak performance at its finest. Well, after the after crossout, do you think it might be bumped up to tier 1, like for sure? Because this jumps from 1 to 1.5 to 2, bouncing back and forth.
I'm not sure with crossout because there are a lot of choke points in this deck that if you do hold your hand traps like really well, you can stop them like dead in its tracks. But it becomes so much better with the crossout. So I'd honestly say, because this was rogue at best prior to crossout, maybe like tier 3, maybe tier 2, but I'd probably, you know, say tier 3 to be honest. Crossout, so good. I'm probably going to be maining like 1 or 2 nib, the Imperm, because you do not want to get that normal summon interrupted. So Imperm, maybe Veiler, and still stick with my 3 Ash and 2 Bell. So.
Any shoutouts?
Yeah, so shoutouts to I go on Twitch and stream with Tommy at twitch.tv/Tommy Highrise. We, every Sunday, stream Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, mostly Duel Links, but sometimes we do just regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Like on Dueling Book. So definitely check us out. Obviously, shout out to Gomez since he let me borrow the droplets, which I definitely needed, because that was the only way I was going to play this deck. If I didn't have droplets, I was going to do Altergeist. I did that in the YCS. I did fairly well. I was in the group with Team Sam and Triff, and basically got the same points as they did. So, yeah, 51st place. Not too bad. So, pretty much that's it. I can't say that I changed this deck too much. I was really happy with how it performed.
All right, then we will see you next time.
Hey, see you next time.